Hey everybody, Quad Nines here with an actual cube update, like I'm actually doing. I've been talking about it forever, but I kept, trying to actually cut the list down and get a new cards and just figure what I want. I've still got a couple more cards coming in that I want to add, but I thought let's just go ahead and do it because I just recently picked up a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, we're just gonna start off with a lot of my Origins editions. There's a couple cards, other cards I want to add that I don't have right now, namely Nissa, Chandra, Abdicarol Keep, which I've actually have one. Somebody's borrowing that, and a Zergo, which is in the cube. It's just not in my red pile. Besides that, okay, so and Pia and Kieran Nillar are going to add that one as well, and Woodland Bellower. I'm also going to add a few white cards not in Origins. I've made room for them, so my white section is a little bit smaller right now. But anyway, on to the new cards, including some sweet full pickups. But of course, Kithian's really good. Relic Seeker, I found to be pretty good so far. It's, a bear with upside, and I've got a lot of good equipment to go get. So Archangel of Ties, also very good at the 4-drop slot. Just blocks everything all day and it's hard to remove without, actual black removal. So this is one of my new full pickups, Council's Judgment. Got it from the high-end Facebook group, which once again, I'm going to try and take a hiatus from because it takes all my money. So I got a bunch of things from them here recently, but yeah, really proud of that one. Jace Vryn's Prodigy, definitely going to try and pick up a foil one. If not, just get the San Diego Comic-Con versions of all these Planeswalkers because I like all 5 in the cube. But yes, very strong card. I like that one a lot. Harbinger of the Tides. Doesn't have to be in a Merfolk deck to be good. It's just the tempo it provides is good in just about any blue deck, and being able to cast it at instant speed at late game, like during combat, can really blow things out. Pick this up. Gonna try it out. Don't run. Never thought about going and getting a Time Twister because they're expensive, but this is pretty close to it, and I don't know. I like the effect in blue. You can, of course, you're gonna draw into some counter spells possibly. So if you have a couple mana up, even though they got a full grip, you're probably going to counter what they do and then do what you want on your turn. So pretty split card, and just had a chance to pick up a full, so did, and really like the art. Wake Thrasher is another edition. Not a new card, obviously, but new to my cube. I run Basalt Monolith. When I picked up a beta one a while back, I thought I need Wake Thrasher, so let's get that. So you can kind of get an instant win combo almost if you have Wake Thrasher out. Then I have a blocker. You play Basalt Monolith. You can just tap it and tap it and make him arbitrarily big and then hit them. Liliana, Heretical Healer, of course, flips over to Defiant Necromancer. Really sweet card. A lot of synergies with the different black themes in my cube. Sacrifice effects. It's just a real strong card in general. Priest the Bloodright. I like this card. Some people are like, you're putting that in queue. I'm like, it's a 5/5 demon for 5 with very little downside, and you get a 2/2 that you can't hit with, and they can't block it because they don't really want to kill it, and it's just, if you have blink effects, it just gets nuts. So picked up a full Languish, had a regular one, but traded for this. I talked about that in my last video. So what's better than Black Wrath is shiny Black Wrath. Exquisite Firecraft, you might have seen me pull this in a video. Just really like the art. I think it's a good enough rate. I know it's sorcery speed and it's 3 mana, but 4 damage and usually can't be countered is that last bit of damage that the red deck needs sometimes. Managorger Hydra, I've talked about this card before. It's just sick. It's way better than Torian Mauler. It's cheaper. It's in green. It has, the trample. It counts your spells. Like, they have to deal with it like in a turn or two, or all of a sudden damage-based removal doesn't matter. It's just a must-answer threat. Another part of the high-end Facebook group, Natural Order. I've been wanting one of these for a long time, and the guy had this and some other elf staples, so I picked them all up at once. And it's Therese Nielsen art, so you can't really knock that. Really good, folks. This is an addition and a pickup because I had never had Voice of Resurgence in the cube before because while it was in standard, it was like $40. So I thought, well, I'll just wait till it goes down, and then I kind of missed the window, and then I just got a good deal. The same guy that I got the Council's Judgment from, I got this. Made me a great deal on them. If you're looking for great deals on fulls, the high-end Facebook group is a pretty good place. So, Sword of the Animist, think this card is super strong, especially with like landfall coming up in standard, but just in cube, it's a little bit of a buff. But getting to make your land drops every turn, extra land drop every turn, and thinning your deck. It's 2 to equip, 2 to cast. I think it's priced pretty right. I'm surprised there's not green in the casting cost or the equip cost or something. Hangerback Walker, it's all over every format. I can see why. It's very strong. I want to pick before, but I'm going to wait till it dies down a little bit or I open one because this card is bonkers high right now. And the last card is Judge Soul Ring. Just actually want an eBay auction on this. You got to love those auctions that end at 2 o'clock in the morning because they go for ridiculously low. Any of the marks you see are on one of the sleeves because it's pretty minty. I like it a lot. Really got tired of my whiteboarded one, so we're really glad to get this one. I like this art much better than the Commander art, but I just really wanted this for a long time. So that's all the additions and pickups. So on to the actual colors and everything, and I'll try and have it fast forwarded so it won't take a million years. but as if this video wasn't long enough, I was going to go over my favorite card in each color section. Not necessarily the most strongest, the most expensive, but just the one I'm liking the most. In the lands, of course, it'd be easy to pick like Underground Sea or a dual land, but Paliano, the High City, it's just one of the few draft matters cards that's just really fun. So like, you know, you get two colors, and your opponents, like, how do they know you? Have they been reading signals? It's just a really cool card. A lot of times it's just a tri-land. Other times it's like usually at least a dual land with a possible splash. But you know, it's a lot of fun for draft. Mana Crypt. Once again, it's not because this is one of the more expensive artifacts I have. It's because, you know, there's that little bit of randomness involved where, like, you might die to your own Mana Crypt, or if your opponent has it, you know, he's got to race you and you're pulling for him to lose the flip, and you know, like, oh, he gets so lucky, he hits more than, you know, 50%. So it's just a real fun card, and it's very powerful, obviously. This is one of my favorite cards, Balance. I don't particularly like Fair Magic cards, and this definitely is not a Fair Magic card, despite the name. Generally, this is, you know, one-sided in many ways. Usually, really, if you resolve this, your opponent usually should lose if you're doing it right. If you just get the minimum value, you're still getting a couple cards worth of value out of it. So really love this card, and the full was sweet. Upheaval. Tough to beat an Upheaval, really is. Even just an emergency don't die Upheaval will buy you, you know, 2 or 3 turns unless you're against the mono red and they draw more burn. So this is another card that, if done correctly, you should just win probably 80% of the games you cast it in. Dark Confidant, or Bob. This is a card, you know, not a lot of people pick highly, because it is hard to play even in cube. You have to build your deck completely around it or risk dying. But just the sheer power, and also this is a card I picked up, and Lengthy Emmett helped me trade for it at GP Memphis this past year. And I'd wanted the Judge Bob since it came out, and just because the old border Judge Fools are really sweet looking, and this is also, like I said, one of my favorite cards, one of the better creatures of all time. Sulfuric Vortex is my favorite red card. It was the card that got me into this format. Like I said, I've been quoted many times saying, but I watched a Magic TV where LSV says he takes this over Jason Mind Sculptor, Pack One Pick One, a fair amount of the time, and I was like, how can this be? So yes, a lot of times it says 3 mana, I win the game. If you're ahead at all and just your deck's built to take advantage of it, and your opponent's usually not. So unless they have enchantment removal, you're going to win. Raphaelos, one of my favorite elves. This is pretty much the only format I can play this card in, because he got banned in EDH Commander. And it's just a sweet card. You know, it dies to everything. And you have to have a bunch of forest in your deck, but boy, if you untap this like on turn 3 or 4 and you got 2 or 3 forests in place, it's just such a strong play. Get to play all your big fat creatures, and it's just green mana. But the card is strong, so strong it got banned in Commander, so that's got to tell you something. And this next one is actually my favorite card in all of Magic. If you've never heard me say that, we'll go back and watch other videos, because I say it a lot. But Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas, got me into Magic after originally deciding to check it out. I watched the World Championship match from that year, in which I think is Guillaume Matignon won with the Tezzeret Jace deck. You know, a lot of artifacts, but 2 planeswalkers, and this one just was so sweet. You know, he's like making 5/5s out of these little be nothing cards and just digging through the deck, and just a really sweet card all around. He's definitely a dick in the Vorthos, the lore, or whatever, but the card is really sweet, and it's definitely my favorite. So it's always going to be in the cube. I know it's not in a lot of cubes, but I like artifacts to begin with, so it's definitely going to stay in. So yeah, these are, like I said, my favorite cards in each color, multicolor, land, whatever, and for different reasons. But I hope you enjoyed me going over my cube. I'm going to have a link for my cube tutor down below. If you have any questions, if you want to draft it there, just let me know what you think. And thanks for watching.